Versatile Mage. Chapter 683. Paved into an ocean. Why hasn't he given up? Elder Ling's eyes were wet. She could not believe how a tiny young magician was still alive in the space of death. The situation he was in was grimmer than the inner city. The inner city was at least a lonely island surrounded by the Black Ocean. Meanwhile, he was not even the size of a leaf floating on the ocean. Should we really run away? Zhu Meng asked after a while. Was there really a point to running away? Could they even escape the calamity? They were all currently in a space of death too. If the determination of a young magician alone was enough to stack up a mountain of bones, what price would their enemies have to pay to destroy the entire city? Despair. They were all in despair, but then they should continue to fight in despair. If they could not fight their way to dawn, they would die trying in the endless darkness. Zhu Meng did not feel like running, especially after seeing the scene in the mirror. But something must be left behind. Otherwise, we will all be doomed, said Chu Jia. If something must be left behind, let it be this. Zhu Meng pointed at the wicked eye copper mirror, at the mountain of bones under Mo Fan's feet. If the city was really going to disappear from the world forever, what they should leave behind was not a few magicians and leaders struggling to stay alive while at death's door, but their unyielding spirit. Be it the Black Vatican, or the kingdom that had returned to stir chaos after 2,000 years. Both had come to destroy the city, but they would make them pay 100, 1,000, or even 10,000 times the price. They could not let the Black Vatican prevail so easily. The carefully planned disaster would leave the whole world in fear. It would provoke cowardly people to submit to evil. They must let the whole world understand that even if the city was wiped out, the determination to survive would stack the corpses of the undead into mountains and pave them into an ocean. That was what they were supposed to leave behind. Zhu Meng understood that some people among the authorities would insist on running away. With the strength of super magicians, they did have a chance to escape by working together. Zhu Meng did not want to run away. He had never wanted to run away from the start, and after seeing that Mo Fan was still alive despite the circumstances, he did not have the slightest intention to escape. I'll stay too, a voice came from the stairs. Du Xiao was soaked in blood. A cape was draped over his shoulders. One of his arms fell to the side, his palm covered in fresh blood. As for the other arm, it was missing. Boss. Yao Nan shivered when he saw Du Xiao. Du Xiao had returned, but he had left one of his arms out there. His hair was covered in blood. If he had not spoken, the others would have trouble recognizing him as the senior hunter, Du Xiao. Stop trying to deceive yourself and the others. With just a few of us left, we can't even eliminate the mountain zombie. How could we possibly continue the fight? Protested Elder Chu Jia anxiously. He had proposed to run away with the minority. The people on the list were mainly the authority figures and the leaders in other areas. As for the civilians who were still praying in the rain, none of them were on the list. Are you out of your mind? You're forfeiting the escape plan just because this kid is still alive. Humph, it's only a matter of time until he dies, too. Who would know what he has done in the space of death? It's just a few thousand skeletons. It doesn't matter how many skeletons he managed to kill. Our enemy is the Black Vatican, the mountain zombie, the dark abyss. Look at him, how many minutes more can he survive? Snapped Chu Jia when he saw the others hesitating to reach a conclusion. He's not dead yet. At least he's still alive, insisted Zhu Meng. Well. Chu Jia uttered a hollow laugh. I don't mind giving you all a few more minutes to reconsider it. I'll watch him die myself, just because of this kid. Do you know how ridiculous you guys are? Ha, Elder Chu Jia, I totally agree with you. He's only the son of some truck driver who had to eat dust just to make a living. Meanwhile, you authorities and leaders are placing your hopes in him. This is the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. If you ask me, I think you all should kneel before Master Salin right now. Once you're dead, you might still be appointed as the authorities in the Eternal Courtyard, helping Master Salin to rule the Eternal Courtyard. The maniac Mu-hee, who was tied under the clock, burst out laughing. "Shut the fuck up," snapped Chu-jia impatiently, waving his hand and firing a few ice bolts into Mu-hee's body. Blood poured out from the wounds where the ice bolts pierced through. However, the man was still laughing like a maniac, as if he could not sense the pain. "Do you know, that kid only managed to enroll in a magic high school because of my kind act. Look at you, placing your bet on a kid that only became a magician because of my kindness. Ha ha, ha ha." Mu-hee had gone totally insane. As Mu-hee mentioned, Mo-fan only had the chance to enroll in a magic high school because of him. He too was shocked after seeing Mo-fan's current cultivation, yet the kid was still as insignificant as a cockroach in this disaster. No one could escape death when facing Master Salon. Crazy, this guy has gone crazy. Why can't we kill him now? It's only going to do him a favor. President, what shall we do? You make the call. Yeah, President, make the call for us. President Han Ji stood there. His empty eyes had sunken deep into their sockets. He had no idea what decision he should be making, or if there was any meaning in making a decision, since neither of them would make any difference in the end. Han Ji placed his helpless gaze at the wicked eye copper mirror. Inside the mirror, Mo-fan looked overwhelmed by fatigue, just like everyone else. The skeletons were still climbing up the mountain of bones, while the blood skeleton official observing him was similar to the mountain zombie that they did not stand a chance against. Should they run, or fight? Should they save the minority, or leave behind their unyielding spirit? Han Ji did not know what decision to make, but Mo-fan had always been firm with his decision. Huge chunks of clattering bones rolled down from the mountain. The bones had stacked up so high that even Mo-fan's slightest movement would cause lots of bones to roll to the bottom. Thud, the hill of bones rattled. Thud, the carpet of bones trembled. The 50-meter-tall blood-red skeleton official finally ran out of patience. Its eyes glowed with a murderous light as it headed toward the hill of bones Mo-fan was standing on. Mo-fan's hands were trembling, not because of fear, but because he had reached his limit. His muscles were twitching and cramping from fatigue. He could not even clench his fist. He tried to wipe the blood on his face, but he ended up smearing it instead. "Now, it's your turn to raise your head just to look at me." His voice echoed across the place, like the cry of a beast. He used all his remaining might to clench his fist and throw a punch at the blood skeleton official's head. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.